da şiddet tutkunu değiliz.
Biz de zindanla da korkutamazsın.
Your country is in big trouble.
Teslim olmanın sınırı yok.
During talks in Istanbul, Russia and Ukraine agreed to swap 1,200 prisoners but make no progress on a ceasefire. Syrian government forces and Kurdish-led local authorities successfully complete a second prisoner exchange in northern Syria's contested Aleppo. Syrian Kurdish women reject the Damascus government's token appointments and demand true representation. And ecocide continues in Turkey's southeast, with military and mining companies desecrating swathes of forest, ruining wildlife and livelihoods. Stay informed with Media News. In Istanbul, limited progress was made during peace talks between Russia and Ukraine on the 2nd of June. The two sides agreed to exchange up to 1,200 prisoners and repatriate the remains of thousands of soldiers killed in action, but no ceasefire was reached. Hosted at the Chirhan Palace and brokered by the United States, the talks lasted just 1 hour. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the prisoner exchange was underway, while Russian media outlets highlighted the procedural role of Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan. Russia demanded that Ukraine relinquish 4 regions annexed in 2022 and accept curbs on its military capacity, terms flatly rejected by Kyiv. Ukraine instead reiterated its call for full sovereignty, no military restrictions, and reparations from Moscow. The meeting came amid escalating hostilities, including a major Ukrainian drone strike deep into Russian territory. Russian delegate Vladimir Medinsky accused Ukraine of intensifying the conflict. President Erdogan remains engaged with both leaders, offering to host further negotiations. However, hopes for peace remain distant. Zelensky also raised alarm over the fate of 400 Ukrainian children allegedly taken by Russian forces, an issue Russia agreed to discuss only in part. For now, the war continues with no political resolution in sight. In a rare sign of political movement, Kurdish-led authorities and the Syrian government conducted a major prisoner swap in Aleppo on Monday, releasing 469 detainees in total. It's the second such exchange since a 14-point agreement was signed in April, raising cautious hopes of a thaw in relations. The swap took place at the Syria Gate, linking government-held zones with the Kurdish-administered districts of Sheikh Maqsoud and Ashrafiyeh in northern Aleppo. Kurdish authorities released 293 prisoners, while Damascus freed 176, including at least one member of the YPJ, the Kurdish Women's Protection Units. Her emotional return was widely shared across Kurdish media. The exchange had stalled last week after the Syrian government initially refused to release YPJ fighters. Talks resumed in Damascus on the 1st of June, where both sides reaffirmed their commitment to peace, education access, and voluntary returns of displaced residents. Subcommittees will now be formed to implement the broader March agreement, signed by SDF commander Mazloum Abdi and interim Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa. The renewed cooperation comes amid international pressure for political progress in Syria and recent signs of sanctions relief. While fragile, the developments signal a tentative step towards stability in the war-scarred north. Political leaders in north and east Syria have sharply criticized the Damascus government for what they describe as the tokenistic appointment of women to official roles, accusing it of using gender as a political facade to disguise entrenched patriarchal control. Speaking to local media on the 2nd of June, Kurdish women leaders said these appointments lack substance and serve only to placate international expectations. Narin Metani, General Secretary of the Future Movement of Kurdistan, condemned the practice, stating that women are selected not for their leadership, but for their loyalty to regime ideology or due to economic coercion. Women appointed by Damascus have no real freedom or voice, said Metini, calling for the development of the Free Woman Project to challenge what she termed the regime's deceptive policies. Erife Bekir of the Democratic Union Party, or PYD, echoed these concerns, claiming the policies of the interim Syrian government are merely a continuation of the Ba'ath regime's repressive rule. The coercive policies on women have not eased, they've intensified, she said. Both leaders stressed the need for a decentralized, democratic Syria that reflects its diverse communities and guarantees real representation for women, who played a pivotal role in resisting ISIS and building local governance. Ongoing state-driven deforestation in Turkey's Kurdish-majority Şırnak province is devastating the Gabar, Kudi and Besta mountains, triggering widespread ecological destruction and endangering native wildlife. Under the guise of military operations, the Turkish state has cleared vast tracts of forest to make way for military outposts and oil exploration with its associated infrastructure. According to local reports, up to 50 truckloads of trees are removed daily, resulting in the loss of 15% of the region's forestry since 2018. Wildlife is paying the price. Gazelles and wild goats, already vulnerable species, are rapidly losing their natural habitats. Images show them roaming barren slopes as deforestation accelerates soil erosion and desertification. Dozens of villages, some sealed off for over 30 years as security zones, are also affected. Residents say these environmental policies not only destroy nature, but threaten traditional livelihoods, contaminate freshwater springs, and violate the right to life and land. While Turkey defends its actions as necessary for national security, campaigners argue the operations serve economic interests and lack transparency. Demands are growing for an immediate halt to what activists call state-sanctioned ecocide in one of the region's most fragile ecosystems.
Media News Daily Review.
Biz burada şiddet tutkunu değiliz. Biz de zindanla da korkutamazsın.
Your country is in big trouble.
Teslim olmanın sınırı yok.